Ja, ich bin's wieder, Keso Neihara. Hier mit meinem Let's Play von Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Und wir haben hier zuletzt gestoppt mit dem Anfang des letzten Verhandlungstages. So. Und wir hören uns jetzt... Wow. Heute kann ich wieder nicht sprechen. Wir fangen... Boah. Wir hören uns jetzt mal an, was Filch zu sagen hat.
And Mataro's really that little maid gal, and no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenmataro I saw was just a little thing about her size. But the little one had a big old staff. I seen it when she came into the foyer. Betcha she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gonna use it to well up me on account of my fierce reputation, I just know it.
So, Tenmataro was short and statute. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tama all along.
You betcha. Besides, all the rest in the manor were way taller than her. Feigning hate is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short.
What if the Tenmataro impersonator was walking on their knees?
Weren't no knee walking. I seen it myself.
Then perhaps that yokai really was Miss Tenma after all.
All monsters are not but tricks, either of the minds or the cheap parlor verity.
So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things?
Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor.
Ho ho ho! Prosecutor Blackwell just gave up the ghost! Literally!
The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are, no doubt, partially to blame. That and the fact that he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that.
That actually sounds like a real ghost to me.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness!
Yes, sir! No, sir! Yes, sir! Sorry. Him-Daisy geschädigt. Kreuzverhör! The Yokai ist Jinxie. So, wollen wir doch mal sehen, wo wir rangehen können. So, Badger she stole from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. Ja, der Stab war die Rede. Ja, about that. Wie soll das gehen? It would seem that Tenmataro was, in fact, not this innocent little girl.
Huh? How you figure that?
You claim the Tenmataro you saw had one of those staffs from the Forbidden Chamber. But it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one.
Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber.
What's this?
This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So, you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Tenmataro holding that staff could not have been Jinxie Tenma.
Ja!
Temmataro impersonator is none other than Mayor Temma's aide.
Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek?
Yes, in fact, I can.
Very well, let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Temmataro impersonator.
Das dürfte ja wohl die Handcreme sein, die wir gefunden haben. We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber. And we know that whoever was Temmataro took one of the staffs out of there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for.
But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner?
I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to.
Interesting! So you expect to find the yokai's prints here? Very well! I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprints results!
No need for that, your boldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day.
You called, Prosecutor Blackwell! Jetzt ein neues Haustier oder was? Could anyone be more whipped? Ich musste jetzt an diesen Song denken.
Wright, analyze this for prints. You have 3 minutes.
Your wish is my command!
Very well then! I guess we'll just wait right here!
Wie immer. Aber wir wollen uns nicht beklagen.
It would seem the fingerprints analysis is complete.
What do the results show?
What in the world?
They're Florent Lebel's prints, aren't they?
This is absurd!
Prosecutor Blackwell? I'm not going to like this, am I?
Don't tell me! They're Temataro's prints!
Was für Prints? Das hat Krallen!
Fingerprints analyze has revealed that the prints belong to...
Spannungsbogen?
Phineas Filch.
Say what?
Objection!
Wait! What? What? Then Mr. Lebel wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Objection!
Why, you tricksy little tanuki. Explain yourself now. Sure, the damn prints are mine. I mean, I did pilfer that hand cream from Mr. Lebel after all.
So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yipes! You fool of a tanuki.
Simon, du sparst! Sorry, das ist langsam ein Running Gag. Ich find's so lustig.
Order! Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean?
Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch was in the Forbidden Chamber. Wait a second. Does this mean that Temmataro holding that staff was Phineas Filch?
Yipes! Another cat out of the bag!
Mr. Filch is Temmataro?
I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? Nein.
Witness will explain himself this instant!
begging you put down your ownership, but I was just doing what the elder man told me. He wanted me to be Tamataro in a village exorcism ritual.
Oh, you mean that event at the Nine-Tails Vale Festival? So that was you inside the Tamataro costume?
Yep, and after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers.
So you didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match?
That's when I looked at the Tamataro costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And cause all the superstitions. No matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word.
In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible!
Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place?
Cause of the treasure there. Thought that was my big chance to sneak on and nab it.
Treasure? Stimmt, hat ja von erzählt.
Only that is the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
He went in there not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it? Yes, that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. You couldn't have possibly gotten in!
I cut through the air vent in the foyer. The vents left or the element's picture. I went on it and made a nice little hole. Use that to get into the air duct that leads to the Forbidden Chamber. I did.
You what? But how's that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air went to the Forbidden Chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how he got from the foyer went to the Forbidden Chamber went?
So Tamataro was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather, a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the other man's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker.
Yeah.
Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
I got out of that costume right quick. Would it just cause trouble at that point?
And where's that costume now?
Heck if I know. And it ain't my fault if you never find it. The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor.
What if it was tossed outside the manor? No way! But maybe, just maybe?
The defense seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice.
Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? Jo, gleich haben wir's. Here. Did you toss it out the window? Because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor.
You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I go do something like that?
I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you.
You do?
This evidence proves you got rid of your Tamataro costume through the window. Nämlich, wo haben wir das denn? Wenn man sich hier nochmal diese wunderschöne Schlagzeile anguckt. Das würde den fliegenden Tamataro in diesem Artikel erklären. Na?
Ah, that's Tamataro flying through the sky?
And just how does that prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window?
It's quite simple. That's not Tamataro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Filch threw out.
Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are ya?
There's a step cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tamataro really was a flight of fancy.
What?
Yipes!
Yay! Sie hatte Spaß.
Oh my! So there really never was a yokai!
Oh, I can't keep any of them cats backed. Can I still file a claim for that lost costume?
This more than proves the defense position. Jinxie Tama had nothing to do with stagging the yokai sighting.
Can't raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell!
None whatsoever. I'll deal with the tricksy tanuki after I've dealt with this case.
We did it! Get going! Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Oh, what now?
Chasing the sword a bit early, are we not?
Huh?
Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little tanuki for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the forbidden chamber?
Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vent.
And what of the feathers and trails at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
But the forbidden chamber doesn't open from the inside. So what you're saying makes no sense. Right?
Ach, grins nicht so.
Someone on the outside opened the door for you, isn't that right? Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Hold it!
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side?
Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare.
Like how the reflections from my head blinds fellow movie goers emerging from the dark!
That's when I snatched that staff and made my daring escape. And then that little maid gal spot me as I hightailed down the hall.
That means the forbidden chamber wasn't opened until after the crime was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the fox chamber.
Objection!
Well, you little tanuki. When the forbidden chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope, only one there was the element, and he was dead as a doornail. If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to?
Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going.
Oh, don't tell me!
Clearly, the only one who could have opened the forbidden chamber was the accused Damien Tenma.
Ah! Wait a second! There had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there!
Really? And who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be...
Objection.
It seems your fisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing. Evidence.
I didn't forget. I was just testing out your attention to details.
Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact.
Sorry. Guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena. We're definitely on to something here. We are? Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand. Someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber. And by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up.
Not that insufferable.
Very well. The court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up?
Ja, genau, Trucy. Sie hat doch gar nichts mit dem Fall zu tun. Derjenige ist Florent LaBelle. Oh, der sieht so ekelhaft aus.
Take that.
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be the foyer at the time of the crime?
True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at that time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Ah! Florent LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch?
I reckon there ain't no keeping that fat cat in bag here neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he'd button his lip about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said we'd vouch for each other's alibi.
Shame on you, Mr. Filch! Perjury is a serious crime, you know?
Oh, shucks. Mercy, your honorship, mercy! Ah!
I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see! We will take a 20-minute recess! After which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself!
Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake out of the stand. Onto the stand.
Snake's toll! In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
Der Hammer hat gesprochen.
Yes!
Und eigentlich ist der Part auch jetzt schon wieder vorbei. Also werde ich jetzt diesen Part auch beenden, so wie es sich gehört. Ja. Egal ob positiv oder negativ, Bewertung immer gern gesehen. Das war's von meinerseits. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. Sehr geil.